welcome along race fans here to the round of Cleveland. Eric DeMax on pole with Chris Dodd on his outside there as the green flag is going to wave. We're racing here at Cleveland. And already you see the field already fanning out 2-3 wide, but really turn one's going to be the big wild card here as Eric DeMax sends it in the first corner. Chris Dodd on his outside there. Noah Hart's going to be side by side for that second position. And Noah Hart trying to get on a mission here early on. Chris Dodd, he's actually going to switch to the right side. He's going to move inside of Eric DeMax. Great start so far for the 44 team. Noah Hart looked to try and make it 3 wide. Decided not to, but now the battle for the lead is on. Dodd, DeMax side by side. 2 Cup guys going at it with the Lone Star experienced driver, really. Noah Hart's number 12 car right behind him in third. He's going to try and rocket his way outside of Eric DeMax. He's going to try and go for that second spot in the first lap. Chris Dodd's going to be able to clear him off the corner. Eric DeMax files in line, but Noah Hart's going to think otherwise. He's going to try and challenge that 02 car. And into the corner he's going to go. He's going to easily take it away. And Noah Hart's going to move up to second. Ian Dutta's going to try and take third away. Couldn't get there. Lamas drops backwards as well. And Hannah Allen now on the attack on Cody Lamas' number 48 car. Will she make a move to the inside? Turns 9 or 10 are pretty treacherous, and last year we saw that become the case. As Dodd's going to roar off the corner. Hart drives a little bit off the track, but it looks clean so far. Just some drivers kind of struggling through those final corners. And lap number 1's going to conclude with Dodd leading the lap 3 wide into turn number 1. Allen, Lamas, and Dutta. Lamas in the middle, Dutta inside, and Hannah Allen on the outside in that number 0 car there. But Ian Dutta's going to have the momentum on the inside. We'll watch Lamas on the backstretch. He's going to eke his way ahead of that Old Spice machine. 3 wide action right behind him. Oh, William Brock. Oh, Bradley Bishop Jr. really squeezing through the door there, trying to split the middle between the 9 and the 94. And Bradley Bishop Jr. getting aggressive early on. Track position is pretty key here at Cleveland. You want to qualify up there, but if you qualify back, you have to move your way forward slowly but surely. But 3 wide already on lap number 2. Marchesi outside. The Watkins Glen winner trying to find that success here today. Bishop Jr. on the middle groove, the CTMP winner this year. And there's William Brock, though, stuck on the outside groove. Into the corners they're going to go very tight for all 3 of them. Marchesi gets a little bit loose, and Bradley Bishop Jr. is going to be the one ahead of the 9 and the 94. Great battling early on, and more battling near the back half of the field. There's Bobby Jones trying to get around Vance Como, Nicholas Carrera, Jarrett Gross. Just a huge tussle up in the middle of the pack. Lane Sanders got around Dejon Weeks' number 61 car, and those two had a heated exchange last time around, a really heated confrontation. But other than that, though, you see Diego Yepes go way wide on the track. These guys getting aggressive early on, but so far, so good for these drivers. There was an early lap 1 crash here, and it was really a minor spin. Garrett Sidner got turned by Coven Black, sending the 63 for a spin, and a couple of close calls all around, but a few free spots for those in the back that were looking to gain some spots. But the 63 car, though, mired to the back. Cody Lamas now with some good slipstream on Eric DeMax, and here he goes. He's going to look to the inside in turn number 2, and this is a good opportunity to pass. He's got the momentum, and this is advantageous for that 48 car if he can get to the outside, get that power off, but DeMax does not check up. The experienced road ringers in this series of Lamas and DeMax. Lamas trying to find momentum. He's in that Texas Motorsports car, not as quick as the Fisher car, but Lamas trying to prove them wrong. He's got a very quick car so far, and it's a really good start for that 7-Eleven machine as he looks low. DeMax still stuck in the outside groove. Look at that momentum. He gets off the corner, but Lamas still has the nose right underneath that quarter panel of the 02. But DeMax now they're neck and neck this time around. Both of them so even. When one has a bad entry, one has a good exit, and vice versa. And now Cody Lamas pinching that 02 just a little bit through 9 and 10. And this is going to be Cody Lamas' corner to conquer as he's going to take the spot away from Eric DeMax. And up to P3 goes car number 48. Smith trying to reel in Diego Yepes, but he's going to drive it off. And look at James Ellison, good head of steam. Coven Black outside he's gonna go. Cal Farrell also with a good head of steam, had a great corner. And now into turn number 1, they're gonna go. They're actually gonna go 4 wide into the first corner. Plenty of room there, but they're all squeezing each other here, trying to find some grip on those Goodyear tires. Coben Black's gonna be the big loser out of that one. Patrick Smith actually might be the big loser out of that one. But now Cal Farrell's gonna try and side draft James Ellison down the backstretch, and that 31 car's gonna try and get to the inside of that 2 car. Ellison later on the brakes, and Cal Farrell's gonna try and fight back outside groove. He's going to go. Coben Black though, he's still trying to find some way to get around both the 2 and the 31, but a couple of drivers that did not qualify so well in the race, they're certainly trying to get some good point stays out of this one. But Ellison though still putting the fight back. You see Yepes and Julio Cesar going at it ahead of them for position as well, jockeying for position. And Ellison has the momentum. Coben Black's willing to help that number 2 car out, but looks like Ellison might actually have the right of way this time around. If he can clear that 31 car, this could be Ellison's spot to defend and hold on. But Cal Farrell, he's got his nose underneath that 2 car. He is very stubborn with that slide off the machine. And oh man, Coben Black almost made it 3 wide. He almost actually made it stick, but now he's actually going to have the run as a result. A great exit from the Wanda machine. And here he goes outside groove. James Ellison stuck on the inside. Patrick Smith and the others just kind of waiting and watching them go at it. But even though the front pack is getting a little bit more tame, the mid pack seems to be ferocious here at Cleveland. CM cars of John Arndt and Hannah Allen are now going at it for the 9th spot. Arndt outside, Allen inside, and there's also White and Strigley duking out. So 3-way battles right behind him within a blanket. And that 1 car trying to get the momentum off that straight line speed, that grip on those Goodyear tires. Joseph Strigley trying to eke out ahead of Jeffrey White, but White looks like he's just got the stronger car. He's going to edge out ahead of the 22 car, but he's actually going to swing it a little bit wide, but not wide enough for Strigley to try and capitalize. But Hannah Allen's going to hold on for the position, and there you see PJ Williams and Tim Fiegel with BBJ not too far behind. Alex Vignacco also not too far behind all the points contenders within a blanket as well. Not running too well, and for others that are trying to close in on the championship, this is a golden opportunity for them to get caught back up with their points day so far. Even though White's running a little bit outside that top 10, for those you might have to run way better than that 11 team in order to get points the hard way here, because consistency has been the way for this Fanatics machine. And Jeffrey White, with the move to Curtis Racing on the Cup side next year, is certainly going to try and put a lifelong improvement and statement for this Curtis Racing team in terms of their Hardee's National Series program. He's trying to claw his way into the top 10. He's going to be able to clear John Arndt, but Arndt's going to get the momentum off the corner. And into turn number 7, John Arndt still holds his ground. That Zaxby's machine is certainly not giving up without a fight. And White's going to hold his ground into turn number 8 and really towards 9 and 10. If White can stay side by side with Arndt, he has a lot of confidence with this car. He can certainly get something out of it at the end of the day. And here they go through 9 and 10. White sends it. Arndt slips up, almost made contact. And Jeffrey White's going to advance his way into the top 10 for car number 11. There was some trouble in the back. Carter Friesen got turned by Garrett Sidner and into the path of Shane Eves, and Eves ended up on the worst end of the stick. Heavy frontside damage for the Wyndham machine. And just like that, Shane Eves' day is going to go from bad to worse based on race pace and qualifying. They just didn't look too good, and that's certainly not going to be the case here today. Really just to add salt to the wound. Oh, and Cottonwell's going to slip it wide. This is going to allow Jarek Gross to capitalize, and this is for the 20th spot. Jarek Gross, he's going to move to the right side, and here they come into turn number 1. What a dive by Jarek Gross. William Brock's going to try and follow in line. There's Lane Sanders. He's actually been on the move here in the number 60 machine. He's trying to claw his way to the top 20. He's only a handful of spots away. This 60 car has been on a roll. He's battling it out with Ross Jackson, while Jarek Gross is battling it out with Vance Conwell. Into 3 and turns 4. Really, that 54 car looking pretty good as well. And though Hydra didn't qualify so good, their race pace looking a little bit better, but kind of running where they qualified here. So they're really trying to hope for pit stops to kick in and make the right adjustments to get those cars up to speed at the end of this one. But here he goes looking inside of Conwell. Conwell's still going to try and put the fight back in that McDonald's Chevrolet. And Texas Motorsports struggling with their pace here tonight, and Conwell's gonna be able to fend off Jarek Rose for the time being. Ooh, and Alex Vignaco's gonna go wide. Here comes Brandon Cresta, full on head of steam. Down the front straightaway he's going to go. And the number 90 is gonna look outside. Tim Fiegel not too far behind in the 43. He's gonna try and capitalize on the two of them. And in turn number 1, a little bit of a wheel hop from the 90. That's gonna allow Tim Fiegel to try and spread the middle and go through the middle between the two of them, but not able to get the proper momentum off the corner that time around. Alex Vignaco, though, now going to be side by side. He's going to try and side draft that 9 to see if he can get an advantage coming into turn number 3. Both on the brakes coming into the corner. The defending H&S champion trying to prove a statement here. Only a few points back in the championship hunt. He's still neck and neck with Cresta. Cresta, remember, he's going to move on to CM Racing next year, and I believe it's a loan deal from them and Roush family, so there's a lot of bright things for Brandon Cresta in 2021, but right now he is impressing at the moment, battling a fellow CM car. He's actually ahead of a CM car and an AFRT car. A couple notable top rides in the series he's ahead of right now. As old Corey Williams is number 14, and he's going to muscle his way on the outside. Vignaco, though, he's going to have the inside line preference and advantage, but let's see what Cresta can do. Those Goodyear tires coming to temperature, getting up to grip. We're getting closer and closer to green flag pit stops, but Cresta's going to be able to hold on to the spot. He's actually going to take the spot away from Alex Vignaco as he flips it a little bit wide. Alex Vignaco going to try and do a crossover there, but couldn't get to the nose. And that's going to give Brandon Cresta some proper breathing space. Jeffrey White, though, has now cracked the top 10 around John Art's number 1, Bradley Bishop Jr., and hot pursuit right behind that number 11, John Art outside, BBJ inside. Both of them fighting for this championship very hard here, with White leading the points by only a simple point over his rival, Anthony Marchesi, really Bradley Bishop Jr., and only a couple points from Anthony Marchesi is number 9. Both of them are ahead of that 9, but in terms of the top 4 in points, they are not doing as well as these drivers have anticipated. For those a little bit further down the championship hunt, this could be a prime opportunity for them to try and catch these guys in points. But Bradley Bishop Jr. now around John Art for 11th. Chris Dodd and Noah Hart have ran away from the field. Hart only a second behind the 44, and Dodd slipping off of turn 10. He's actually going to go wide into the grass, and look at the loss of traction he's going to get. Noah Hart full on head of steam, and now the fight for the lead is going to ignite. Hart outside, Dodd inside into turn number 1. Who's going to have the advantage? Both of them side by side. Dodd's nose looks ahead, but Hart's going to have the straight line speed and the exit speed needed. And down the straightaway they're going to go neck and neck for the race lead. Hart outside, Dodd inside again once coming into turn number 3, and Dodd's going to be on the brakes. 2 experienced FBRL drivers going at it, giving plenty of space, but also driving ferociously on the racetrack. Cody Lamas in third, 2.59 seconds. That's definitely going to decrease, by a long mile here if these two keep going at it, and that's going to be the case so far. Still neck and neck, both even through these sectors, and it's a matter of hand is who's going to have the better drive off. And Noah Hart has found some success in the road courses back when he was in the Sony Cup Series, and now that's kicking in here as he's going to look to the outside, still holding his ground up top. What a brave battle between the leaders here. Both of them showing confidence and trust within each other. And Noah Hart's going to have the drive off the corner. Both of them squabbling for position, but now they've shuffled their spots upwards, with Hart up to first, Dodd down to second, Cody Lamas now to third, really just waiting for these two to keep battling it out. And Lamas has definitely increased that gap, or really closed in the gap, and has increased his times in terms of the chart, and now it's down to 0.92. That's going to be the gap. It's a 3-way battle for the lead. Noah Hart leads with Dodd in second. Cody Lamas, though, he's going to have to find something to get around the top 2, because this car looks a little bit quicker. But with these two battling it out, and once they've gotten themselves calmed down, they could run off into the sunset. Here come the leaders down pit road. A couple of drivers actually behind them decided to take tires and fuel early on, so a lap beforehand, so they're going to try and pull an undercut strategy, but these guys just making sure they make it to the end. They know they've got a substantial gap from the rest of the field here in terms of the top 3. And it's a matter of who's going to get the stop first, who's going to be the first one out. Hart's going to be the first one out. He was the first car in out of the leaders. But Llamas with the brilliant stuff from the Texan Motorsports crew. Here comes Chris Dodd as well. Now they're going to be side by side for the second spot here. Looks like nobody's going to really beat them in terms of the undercut. So the top 3 are going to remain as is. But Dodd has that straight line speed. Llamas looked to have the advantage, but had a little bit of wheel spin coming off, as well as Dodd. And there's Edward Ziemba and Eric DeMax. They're going to try and catch Cody Llamas and Dodd all together. Meanwhile, though, the TPR cars of Shelley and Dutta. Dutta to the inside, Shelley outside. Will Shelley give way to the 71? Remember, Dutta's fighting for a championship. Shelley is not. It looks like Dutta's going to be able to. Jack Porkins not too far behind with Hannah Allen in hot pursuit. BBJ and Jeffrey White are tucked in line together with John Hart, Strigley, and Marchesi close together. We got a car blowing up there. It looks to be PJ Williams' number 42. They were top 10 coming out of the cycle. Maybe looked a little bit outside that top 10 now once everything unraveled, but that's certainly not going to be a good day for that 42 team. Just like that, he's going to be out of the race. There's Lane Sanders. Looks like he gained a lot of spots coming out of this one. Corey Williams stuck behind. Ross Jackson's number 25. Williams has really struggled with his race car today. And looking backward here, there's Brandon Kress's number 9. We talked about him earlier in the show. There's Vance Codwell's number 24 as well. And there's Scott Round. So a couple drivers not really gaining much or losing much. But oh man, there goes Brandon Kress's motor. And just like that, he's going to be out of the race. 3 spots for other drivers behind them, but for Brandon Krasner, this is not going to be an ideal day for him. There would be some trouble for Dejon Weeks when Nicholas Carrera would hook the bumper of the 61, sending him into the wall, and pretty big hit for the striker machine and downward spiral for that Joseph Sligley racing team. They've not really found the weekend they've wanted. Really, oh, and then Cal Farrell hits him, and then his teammate Garrett Sidner does as well, so yikes for both cars and Cal Farrell's sake, and certainly not the race they've wanted whatsoever. Oh, Edward Siema coming down pit road. He's got an issue with his IK9 machine, and as reported, it's a fuel system issue for that 17 car, and so they're bringing it down pit road. They also didn't get all the fuel in, so messy from that IK9 machine, and Siema looked so optimistic coming in this race. Qualified so well, but that's not going to be the case here today. Hannah Allen also had mechanical issues with her car. Her car came to a stop. She had lost power in the IKEA machine, and like Edward Ziema, mechanical gremlins plaguing those 2 drivers who had such great runs coming in. Lane Sanders now looking for the 19th spot on William Brock. Corey Williams looking for the 20th spot on Lane Sanders. So 3-way battle for the top 20 here for 19th on back. Vance Codwell trying to run away. Lane Sanders though full on head of streams. Got the slip in behind the 94. He's going to move to the right side and he's going to look low underneath William Brock. And here comes Lane Sanders. And there's been some hype around this guy for quite some time with that great run with the James Motorsports team, or really that 89 truck down in CTMP. Sanders has really found some great opportunities to really try and capitalize in terms of the FBRL, and right now he's impressing. Qualified way far back with some good luck and speed. This 60 car has been slowly but surely moving his way forwards, and even though the laps are winding down, he could get closer and closer to a top 15 if he plays his cards right. Corey Williams and Ross Jackson now going at it here. To the inside goes Corey Williams. Williams again kind of struggling to get into the top 20 here today. An off weekend for this 14 team, and they've really kind of lost the setup, or really missed the setup by a long mile, so they're going to have to go back to the drawing board after this one, especially with these races winding down. Jackson, oh man, slides up into Williams, but Williams keeps his foot in, and luckily the 25 did not make contact there, but Lane Sanders runs off. He takes the spot away from William Brock's number 94, and Corey Williams is going to try and look to the outside of Brock as well. Brock falling a little bit backwards. Diego Yep has also been on the charge in car number 09. He's looking for some good track position here today, and also didn't qualify too well, so the Roush family cars trying to get into the top 20 at the end of the day here, trying to salvage some good points But Williams now with the straight line speed has the advantage. He's going to eke ahead of William Brock, who almost tried to dive bomb the 5-hour energy car, but to no avail here. William Goss having a very quiet run in car number 7, running in the 17th spot. Jared Gross 16th. Joseph Strigley has fallen backwards here in this race, but he's got a lot of work to do as well. But more or less Noah Hart, though, still leading the way with only a handful of laps to go. Sanders now getting pressured by Corey Williams' number 14. Williams outside, Sanders inside, both of them tucked into one groove. Off of turn number 1, Sanders has the advantage, but Corey Williams, he's going to try and pull the exact same maneuver Sanders did earlier. A couple of other drivers have done throughout the race, and he's looking outside. He's got the better performing car. Looks like they've made some better adjustments, even though they're struggling in this race. Corey trying to get some points on the line in terms of the championship as well. Though he's very much a long shot, he's certainly going to try and fight every tooth and nail for track position. Sanders, though, very stubborn against the 14, and rightfully so. A little wiggle there from the Conway Freight Machine as Williams continues to look low and the lines continuing to inverse. Great battles all around, especially near this mid-pack here as the race winds down slowly but surely here, as we only got a handful of laps to go, 4 laps to go to be exact. And Corey Williams is going to have the momentum off the corner and towards the right-hand sector. And we've seen all these drivers on the outside group just have the proper momentum off the corner, the confidence they have in their cars. And Sanders, though, he's going to have his nose right on the quarter panel of Corey Williams. They're going to be side by side through 9 and 10. It's going to be a very tight space. And Sanders, is he going to drive it wide? Yes, he's going to. He's going to overcook the corner. And that's going to allow William Brock and Ross Jackson to reel in the 60 car altogether. And there's Diego Yepes, Bobby Jones, and Nicholas Carrera also coming into the picture here. And Ross Jackson's going to try and make it 3 wide. Brock gets shuffled out the groove, but that's going to actually help that Synovus machine just a little bit here. But Sanders is going to lose the spot to Corey Williams in car number 14. But William Brock and Ross Jackson are now going to duke it out themselves as Jackson now looks to the inside. Diego Yep is loving what he's seeing. He wants to reel in these guys as well. He saved his stuff. They're trying to find some late lunges in track position at the end of the day here. And Ross Jackson now fighting every tooth and nail in that Dr. Pepper machine. It's really unknown on where Flying Aces will go next year, whether they'll keep Ross Jackson or not. That's going to be the big question here. But Jackson now ahead of the 94 car. Strigley getting hounded by Vance Covell, but Covell misses up a little bit there. Goss on the bumper of Jarrett Gross. Jack Porkins, though, reeling in Ian Dutta's number 71 car here with only 3 laps to go. But for Noah Hart, though, he is only a second away from Chris Dodd, 1.3 seconds to be exact. And if he really just minds his P's and Q's and not mess up turns 9 and 10, he'll be good to go. Jeffrey White's trying to clear Bradley Bishop Jr. and Bishop Jr. on the attack here, and both of them fighting for this championship. And BBJ needs to get around Jeffrey White if he wants to at least have an advantage over that number 11, but White's gonna get hard on the defensive here. BBJ looks slow, White up high, both of them giving plenty of space, and a respectful battle between the championship contenders. John Art and Anthony Marchesi also leering into the picture as well. They're also wanting to join in on the party, but the 11 and the 45, 2 of the bigger names in the series, both of them fighting for this championship. Marchesi also a big one as well. Got that win at Watkins Glen. Not going to be able to win today, but he's going to certainly look for a top 10 at the end of the day here. But John Art slipping wide there, but Jeffrey White and Bradley Bishop Jr., though, still fighting together. Side by side here and coming towards the tricky set of corners ahead of him. White pinches the 45, and Bradley Bishop Jr. is going to slip a little bit there. White's going to get the advantage off the corner, doesn't go wide, and great defending by Jeffrey White there, as he had messed up beforehand, and Bradley Bishop Jr. tried to pounce, but that 11 car, valiant effort to hold on to the 8th spot. And John Arnn and Anthony Marchesi, though, they're going to try and pressure Bradley Bishop Jr. into a mistake, and Art's going to slip up the hill. That's going to allow Anthony Marchesi to look to the inside, but just couldn't get the outside group to kick in. And that's going to be some great breathing space for Art and breathing space for Jeffrey White. He's got a little bit of a distance away from BBJ's number 45. Jack Porkins, though, has been clocking in faster lap times. They've reeled in Ian Dutta and Eric DeMax all together. Cody Lamas also the next one to get reeled in as well. But really for Noah Hart and Chris Dodd, Hart's hoping that he doesn't make a mistake. Dodd hoping he does here. 2 laps remain here, and they're going to be coming to the white flag here within these final few set of corners. Hart just fighting every tooth and nail. One in a photo finish at Dover. He's got to hold on once again. Drives it off into the grass. That's going to allow Chris Dodd to have a much better run. Coming to the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Chris Dodd on the outside. Hart's going to have to defend brilliantly on the inside. And the matter here is, can he do so? Dodd coming into the first corner. Oh, got on the brakes a little bit too early there. Had a little bit of wheel hump. And that might be what Noah Hart needs there. Down the backstretch they're going to go. Chris Dodd's going to have to try and get that slipstream to see if he can make a lunge within these final few set of corners here. But Hart, though, just having to really mind his P's and Q's. Can he avoid the pressure from Chris Dodd's number 44? And Chris Dodd is really beginning to improve on the road courses here. Was a sleeper at Watkins Glen. Managed to reel his way almost towards a race win at the end of the day, and also right now he's in a great spot to try and do so. But Noah Hart's gotta make a crucial mistake if Dodd wants to get there in time. Towards the right-hander they're going to go. The distance continuing to actually increase here for Noah Hart. And for the Fisher Motorsports team, it took them many years to try and prepare themselves into the prime spot they are now. Noah Hart found victory lane at Dover, and within these final 2 corners, if he nails them properly, they're gonna get their 2nd win of the season and 2nd win as a team in the Hardee's National Series. Through the final corners, Noah Hart's gonna win the round of Cleveland. Dodd tries to look to the outside, but not able to capitalize here, and Noah Hart's gonna find his 2nd win of the season, 2nd win of his career. Lamas is gonna get to 3rd, but a 3-way battle for the 4th position. Jack Porkins, can he get ahead of Eric Tamax? Yes, he can. Ian Dutta moves his way up to 4th, and Eric Tamax looks to lose out on that 5th position there. And that was very close between those 3 drivers. James Shelley was also looking to attack, but just couldn't get there in time. Jeffrey White's going to get that 8th spot. Shelley 7th, Tamax 6th. Then BBJ getting that 9th position, and Anthony Marchesi rounding out your top 10. Alex Banyako, one of our championship contenders, finishing in the 13th position. Scott Roush 14th. And there's a couple more drivers. Lane Sanders, one of the bigger movers of the race, up to 19th at the end of this race. Great effort for him. Well-deserved 19th place spot. If they qualified further, who knows where they could have finished. Corey Williams 18th after struggling all day, but a lot of championship contenders kind of struggling, not having the raw pace compared to those of the leaders. Noah Hart and Chris Dodd were on a whole different zip code, and it really showcased here today. Thank you all for listening in and watching the round of Cleveland. Congratulations to Fisher Motorsports and Noah Hart on the win here today.